back at it again, and as we have seen, this administration has been an absolute joke, right? And you know it's getting bad when other nations, other countries are starting to make jokes and poke fun at this administration. You know it's getting real bad, okay? So I got a couple videos that I want to show you guys where we might just be getting a good laugh in, okay? Make sure you hit that like button. And if you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button down below and join the family. All right. And make sure you guys are following me on social media. All of those links are down below. Instagram, Twitter, Truth Social, Discord server, all of that good stuff is in the description box below. And with that being said, let's dive in.
Now, as we have a little more than a week to go before the midterms in the U.S.
By the way, this is an Australian news station. So this is Australia, mind you.
Midterm elections in the U.S., where Rita and I are about to head off to cover, it's worthwhile to have a look at how scared the Democrats are. You want to gauge that? Well, check this out. They've let Joe Biden out of the basement. Of course, when they did that, it didn't go so well.
Even they know about the Joe Biden in the basement joke.
Don't jump off the stage, Mr. President. That's not a swimming pool, and you're not a lifeguard, and there's no roaches and kids running their hands up and down your leg. Yes, you saw.
Wow, they know about that one too. Alrighty then. Well, I guess they know about it all then. I mean, it's safe to say, thanks to the internet, they know about all that stuff. Joe Biden calling black kids roaches. Sheesh. All right. The world is paying attention. Okay.
All right there, the president had a case of the wanders again. Gotta wonder if the Secret Service has a code for that. You can speculate for that on your own, but anyway, as you might have figured out, the president and Vice President Kamala Harris were out in Pennsylvania trying to shore up the Senate campaign of Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman, about whom more in a moment. Here's a bit more, though, of Joe Biden trying to rally the troops.
And by the way, if they do, that means, not a joke, everybody, that's why we were defeated in 2018 when they tried to do it. We went to 54 states.
54 states, Mr. President. Not a joke. Next, he's going to tell us how John Shade is going in his race against Charles Kimboat in the state of West Zembla. He also misreferred to Governor Mary Gay Scanlon as, well, have a listen.
I keep telling Mary Kay, I'm from Scranton.
I'm sure she really cares you're from Scranton. Yes, anyway. And he also made this bizarre assertion about gas prices.
Since the election, we've taken gas prices down from where they were.
No, this is a sort of whopper that was too big for even CNN to ignore.
If by down he means down a toilet, sure. Yeah. But I don't think that's what he meant. Not at all. Okay.
According to the American Automobile Association, gas prices in the U.S. are coming down. Yes, they are, but they are still eye-wateringly high compared to where they were when Biden took office. So what?
And mind you, you can come back to this video, obviously, and check it, but I know what they're going to do. They're lowering the gas prices now by pulling it from our strategic reserves. But the moment the midterms end, which is expected to be a red wave, now don't get complacent. Make sure you get out and do your part. If you haven't already, get out and do your part. We have to. We cannot get complacent. Because I know that can be the mindset with some folks. Oh, yeah, it's a red wave anyway. It's not going to matter. No, get out and do your part. And make sure you take someone with you. Okay? But it's projected to be a red wave. So what I predict is going to happen is the red wave or the red tsunami is going to come. It's going to hit, right? Fetterman's washed out. Obviously, Katie Hobbs is washed out. Robert O'Rourke is washed out. All of these folks, all of these leftist folks are just washed out, right? Right after midterms, Joe Biden is going to say, we aren't going to pull anymore from the strategic reserves. Gas prices are going to go up and up and up and beyond past $5, and they're going to point the finger at, we told you, you guys put the Republicans in office. They did this. So I think it's up to the Republicans to make sure that the American public at large knows the truth before they try to implement something like that. And if I'm thinking of this before it happens, some of these Republicans out here better have thought of this already, thought of this little trick. So hopefully they get out ahead of it and alert the American public before they try to pull this BS. Because I guarantee you it's going to happen. Well, I won't guarantee, but I think it's pretty likely it's going to happen. But what do y'all think? Let me know.
What's this whole Pennsylvania gallivant about? Well, their Senate race is a toss-up, as Dr. Mehmet Oz, a celebrity doctor with about 1 million times more fame and relevance than Norman Swan ever managed to achieve.
Look at that gap right there. Sheesh. Down below, what's that, 36 maybe? 37? 37 to what, 49? Woo! Man, that's brutal right there. But obviously, over time, Oz has come up and they're pretty much neck and neck. I definitely feel like Fetterman is in a lot of trouble. I don't feel like that poll tells the true story of it all. And I'll tell you why. We checked out a focus group, a CNN focus group, MSNBC focus group, one of the two. And people were talking about, and we only checked out like a brief part of it. There was more to it, but people were talking about staunch Democrats. Like, yeah, they lied to us. We're going with the Republicans. Now there was one Democrat who said, no, I'm still going for Fetterman. My grandmother went through this, and she can still make macaroni. Some people you're just not going to be able to convince. Folks like that are comparing making macaroni to running for office. That made no sense at all to me. But, like I said, some people you aren't going to be able to convince. But I think a lot of these sane-minded folks, a lot of the people that have at least half of a brain aren't going to go for Fetterman. And as you saw in this chart, the closer we're getting towards the midterms, the closer Oz gets to Fetterman in that race. And I think that's only going to continue in the coming days, because obviously midterms are literally right around the corner. I mean, it's like we can see it now. So I think Fetterman has lost already, and it shows by what this administration is actually doing. You had Joe in Pennsylvania. You had Kamala in Pennsylvania. You had, I think Obama was even in Pennsylvania. Like they brought out, well, they think Obama is like their quote unquote heavy hitter. So when he's out there trying to do something, then same thing in Michigan. That race has drawn a lot closer, and Obama was in Michigan. So yeah, I mean, just follow where these guys are going, and you'll see these races. They know they are in some major trouble. But anyway, let's continue on.
Campaigns against John Fetterman, a far-left progressive with really radical ideas about crime, borders, energy, and a whole lot else. Here's Dr. Oz laying some of that out against Fetterman in a debate last week.
We have a catastrophe at the border, and we should not have sanctuary cities as John Fetterman has tried to introduce. But I've been into the parts of Philadelphia and Allentown and Reading where we have large Latino populations. I understand the challenges of the border. My father was an immigrant. My mother were immigrants. I understand what legal immigration offers us, but the completely porous, open nature of our border, which John Fetterman supports, has created a humanitarian crisis with cartels profiting with human trafficking operations. They take the money, they buy narcotics from China and bring that into our country, and it's making every state a border state. Pennsylvania is already a border state because we're top 3 in the country in fentanyl overdoses. Lisa, I can't go anywhere and giving a big event where I don't meet multiple people who say their personal lives have been destroyed because of fentanyl overdoses. Yet John Fetterman not only wants an open border, not only supports sanctuary cities, but he wants to legalize all hard drugs in America.
What the?
Now compare that performance to that of Fetterman, who, by the way, suffered a stroke back in May, and nobody seems to be allowed to talk about it.
You're saying tonight that you...
Before they continue on, that is a fact. And we saw that, and I called out The View on that. Because The View came out with the video, came out and was talking about how Oz was bullying Fetterman. Like, this is a debate. And I think I said that in the video. Who you put in front of me is who I destroy, right? This is a battle. I have nothing against that individual personally, but I'm not about to throw you softballs. For all my sports players, y'all know, if I see that you have a weakness, I'm going after it. Now, obviously, in a debate, you know, you're not going to be disrespectful and, you know, make fun of, you know, a condition. But you guys get what I mean. You're still not going to throw Fetterman softballs simply because he had a medical issue. This is a debate. But I guess The View, of course, just wanted Oz to just say, you know what, Fetterman, just take it. Take it, Fetterman, take it. What? And they're hypocrites. And if you watch that video, I called them out on it because they called Oz, you know, a bully and how terrible he was and blah, blah, blah. And, oh, man, Fetterman, you shouldn't talk about Fetterman, yada, 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 just like the host was talking about. But yet, not long ago, they were talking about Herschel Walker. How does that even make sense? Hypocrisy, maybe? I'm just saying.
Support fracking, that you've always supported fracking, but there is that 2018 interview that you said, quote, I don't support fracking at all. So how do you square the two?
Oh, I do support fracking, and I support fracking, and I stand and I do support fracking.
Last week, you released this note from your doctor saying you can work full duty in public office, but you have not released your detailed medical records surrounding your stroke. Mr. Fetterman, will you pledge tonight to release those records in the interest of transparency? You have 60 seconds.
No. Yeah, again, my Dr. L believes that I'm fit to be serving, and that's what I believe is where I'm standing.
Our Next Star poll shows 51% of Pennsylvania voters disapprove of the president's job performance. You have publicly supported many of his policy positions. Are there any that you disagree with? 30 seconds.
No.
No, I just believe he needs to do more about supporting and fighting about inflation.
Amazingly, this is still anyone's race to win. As the Babylon Bee said the other day, Dr. Oz and John Fetterman are neck and neck and neck in this race. But expect Fetterman's record and performance to be blasted all over Pennsylvania TV screens during ad breaks this weekend as the state settles down to two of their own NFL teams squaring off on the gridiron and the Philadelphia baseball team playing in the World Series. But the fact that they've wheeled out the president tells me that the Dems are nervous.
They nervous. Now, not only is Australia making fun of this administration, but I want to show you guys this quick clip of Saudi Arabia with a comedy skit making fun of Kamala and Joe. Let's dive into it.
Thank you very much. Today, we're going to talk about the crisis in Spain. Yeah, we're going to talk about the crisis in Africa. Russia. And I want to talk about the president of Russia, Putin. Putin, listen to me. I have very important message to you. The message is, and the president of China, we didn't finish Russia. Thank you to correct me, First Lady.
Damn.
Thank you very much. God bless you, and God bless.
Thank you all. Hallelujah. Clap to your president. Clap to your president right now.
Yeah, they're in trouble. When the world is making fun of your administration, you are in a deep pile of poop. You are up Poop's Creek without a paddle in sight. Okay? You just going with the flow at that point. You get it? You get it? Okay, good. So yeah, I really don't know, especially Oz versus Fetterman. I get Oz isn't like the greatest candidate ever. We understand that, but like really? You know, come on. Hochul or Hochul, however you pronounce her name, in New York? Like, is that versus Lee Zeldin? Really? That's a debate? Are you kidding me? No, obviously you have races like Kerry Lake and Katie who have just like, you know, I mean, polar opposites at this point. I think the last poll that I saw, Kerry was up by like 11 points. Wow. My, have the left's plan backfired, because you guys remember they were putting money behind Kerry because they thought, oh yeah, Kerry's the extremist. We can beat Kerry. Remember, Katie's sister was like telling the Project Veritas reporter that they were happy that Kerry Lake won because they felt like they had a better chance against Kerry. I wonder what they think now. I bet they won't continue to. Well, actually, I don't know, because yeah, that's crazy. What strategy do you think that they will continue with, in coming elections? Because stepping on the debate stage hasn't worked very well for the left more recently, right? Warnock, I feel like, lost that debate because, people were talking about, oh, well, Herschel can't, he's just not all the way there. He's not cognitive. Now, does he stumble over words a little bit? Yeah, sure. And he said himself that when he was young, he had a speech impediment. But he clearly was able to debate. It was clear, right? So that debate was lost. The Oz Fetterman debate looked bad. The Kathy Hochul, I don't know how to properly pronounce her name. That debate looked bad. Obviously, Katie Hobbs is running away. So, like, you have these situations where people have actually stood on stage and debated, and it's looked horrible. But then you have the Joe in 2020 approach where Katie is trying to implement, and it's just running and hiding and just popping your head out every now and then, and hopefully, hey, I'm still here, kind of situation. And that's not working either. So what will be the strategy? I think I know, and it's why Hillary came out and said what she said, to try to hide exactly what they're doing, if you know what I mean. If you haven't heard about what Hillary came out and said, she basically came out and said that, I don't even want to keep saying this because I feel like I'm a kid. Them boys, they gonna find a way to say that I'm, saying it. You know what I mean? So just look up what Hillary Clinton recently said about the 2024 elections. Okay, just look that up, and I think she knows what the left has in store, and that's why she said that. She wanted to put that out into the atmosphere first, right? So when the right says, hey, they're doing this, she's going to be like, no, we're not. They're lying. I told you guys this was going to happen, before midterms 2 years ago. I told you guys. I told you. They're trying to trick you. We're not doing anything wrong. What do y'all think, though? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and, of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love, family. I'm out.